Good morning everyone, Behzad is here from Code Simplifier. Welcome back to another video how to developing your tip calculation application using Android Studio. In today's video, I am going to explain two important aspects of developing your application. One is version control system and the other one is GitHub. In our previous video, we created a GitHub account, we downloaded Git on our system, and then we pushed our project from our Android Studio into our GitHub account. In today's video, I'm going to explain more in details of version control system and GitHub. What is it and how you could take advantage of those features. We are starting off with version control system. What is it? I am going to give you one simple daily life example, and then we bring that concept or example into our technical example. Let's say you bought a piece of land and you decided to design your dream house on your own. You got your notepad and you start drawing your dream house. On day one, you are going to decide, I want 2 big bedrooms and a big dining area. After thinking about your drawing, on a day 2, you decide to have 4 small bedrooms, a big kitchen and a dining area. On the third day, you change your idea and draw another one. On a day 4, same thing, and day 5, same thing. And imagine you are on every day of your drawing, you're using a new paper on your notepad. In conclusion, your notepad is your version control system. The reason we call our notepad a version control system because you have to keep tracking and keep recording of every day's drawing from day 1 to day 5. And basically you have your initial drawing and on day 5 you have your finalized drawing. And how we can use this example into our project. Let's say you are designing an application and you are going to transfer it into your GitHub account. A few days later, you see a new design and you want to apply that design into your project. Then you apply the design into your project and you again upload it onto your GitHub account. Until now, you have your initial project and the second project which you cloned or you imported your project, you applied the new design onto your project and you have transferred it into your GitHub account. Let's say a few days later, you see another design and you are going to apply that design onto your project. So you're using the new design into your project and you run it and there is a bug. If you were overwriting the project onto your source code, basically now you have an application which has a bug in it and you cannot fix it. Basically, version control helps you to just refer back to your previous version. And if we are going to use that example into our home design example, it would be similar to, let's say you every day design at your home and you rip off the paper and throw it away. And let's say after 5 days you come back and you want to just see what you've done on day 1, you wouldn't be able to reach it because you already got rid of the paper. But if you have a keep record or version control of your changes from day 1 to day 5, basically you can just refer back to day 1 design and see what you've done on day 1. Again, if you are going to simplify our example more, it will be similar to version control system, keep tracks of every changes you make into your application, and it lets you to just refer back to your previous or older versions and start your project from scratch. By now we know what is version control system, and now we are going to GitHub and to understand what is GitHub. In a very simple word, GitHub is a notepad because it keeps track of everything in a web-based server. You may ask, I have version control on my system. Why do I need to export my project onto GitHub account and why should I actually doing it? And that is the question which we are going to answer right now. Let's say you live in Australia and your brother is in Europe and he heard about your home and he's excited to see your design and he wants to see how is your home is going to be look like. There is a way you can send your ideas to your brother, and that is post your notepad to him, he look at it and he sends it back. Obviously that takes so much time and is very cost sensitive. Here is where GitHubs come handy. How about sending your notepad to your brother, pay money for the postage and wait for his response, which it cost sensitive and it takes time. We have a solution for that problem, and that is GitHub. Basically what you can do, you can show your picture of your design to your brother, he can look at him, give his opinion on your design, and he can give you feedback, or if you trust him enough, he can just apply some changes on your design and send it back to you. In conclusion, GitHub is a server in the middle which you can share your opinions and your project with someone around your area or around the world, and that is what GitHub comes into handy, and it will be very helpful. And version control system will help you to keep tracking of any changes. That means if you brought a design your house and send it to you and you're not happy with the first design, you can refer back to your initial design and use that design instead of the newest version. That is all about GitHub and version control system. And now we are going to apply those knowledge into our project, import our project, apply changes, and send it back to the GitHub. Here is what we need to do. The first step is go back to your folder or wherever you created your project and create another project with same name, but you can just give an extension name to it as version 001 or whatever you want to do. But you have to make sure the name is similar to each other, and I'll explain it to you why you have to follow that principle. And secondly, as you have to make sure the folder is empty. Once you've done that, open up your Android Studio. And here, if you open an existing project, that means you're using the notepads in front of you. But we are going to get our brother's design and we want to see how does that look like. So that is where we come here, get from version control. Click on it, and here you see repository URL using Git, and that is not our idea. We are going to use GitHub. Just come to your GitHub. If your application, because obviously it's connected to our GitHub account, here we see the list of our project. Obviously, if it is your first time, you don't have all of these projects. And as a reference to our project, it is my tip app. So we are telling our system, go to our GitHub account, get this project and save it here. And here is a directory that we need to change. Just click on here, go back to the project which you created a folder a few seconds ago. Here is the folder I created, and as I mentioned, you have to make sure it's empty. So you just click on it, click OK, and you just press clone. And you are waiting for your project to run. Before we going ahead in more details about our project, I want to explain to you why we created that empty folder and why I enforced we have to make sure we clone the new project from GitHub to that empty folder. The reason is because when you are importing a project from GitHub, that means you are getting the whole project with all folders from GitHub, bring it into your system, and you're going to apply the changes. And the reason we created that folder with extension version control 001 is because we are going to understand what and on what day we have applied the new changes on our application. First of all, you understand where the project came in. You have a record of it, and secondly, it is empty because you don't want to override the project with different folders. Here is our project ready. As you see, all the folders came into my project, and I can open them up. Here is our main activity, and here is our layout. So we successfully imported our project from GitHub into our system, and we are going to apply changes to it. In our next video, I am going to show you how you can apply changes, transfer the new changed or new version onto GitHub, and how you can just keep the older version and newer version separated on GitHub for your references and apply any changes onto it. And if I'm going to recap what we said a version control is a folder which it keeps track of every changes you are applying to your software. And a GitHub is a big host version control which you can pull and push your project into it, and you can keep every new version separated for your references in case you are facing some issues. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As per usual, if you have any question or any recommendation, please make sure put it down in a comment below. And if you are new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and put the bell notifications on so you're not missing any weekly videos. Thanks for your time and watching, and I will see you all later.